Hey guys, I'm walking myself to the gym, so I wanted to talk to you while I was walking to the gym. It's a nice day outside. It's December, what day is today? December 9th, December 10th, December 8th, I don't know. It's still very sunny and warm. So, excuse the car noise. I want to talk about, what happens when, or what are signs of people, pushing you away? How do you know that? How do you recognize that? What is that a sign of? It's, relationships in itself is tough. Especially if people go into relationships with specific expectations, and they have an idea or an ideology of what they want. It's good to know what you want out of a relationship. Before getting into one, you know what your values are. If you want the person to have the same values, or the same financial status, or whether it's sexual or whatever. It's like, I guess there's certain things that you have as criteria. Maybe you want them to look a certain way or act a certain way or whatever. Some things may be valid, some things may not be. But the way you see a person initially and the way you see them after can be different. Sometimes at the beginning of a relationship you tend to have a certain fantasy, and you see a person a certain way, and you see their shortcomings or their little idiosyncrasies, and you see them as, you laugh them off as cute, but eventually they become quite a nuisance, and then there's a whole snow pile of nuisances, and then you eventually give up and you're like, oh, I don't want this, and then you go through the next person and the same pattern happens. You see certain things that are cute and adorable or whatever, and then they become a nuisance. But that's going to happen with any relationship you go into. Eventually you have to make a conscious decision as to what it is you want. Now, nobody's going to be perfect. There's no such thing as that. You accept the person unconditionally. If there are major things that you have a problem with, then that should be on your checklist of, if someone doesn't want children and you do. I think that happened with Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston. That's what they claimed. One wanted children, the other did not. So that could be a major issue. At least it's discussed. It wasn't really discussed ahead of time, but that's something that should be discussed. I guess if you have a certain type that you're interested in, that's up to you. Love and relationships are not only just physical and sexual. Of course, it plays a certain part. But some people just like to get into a relationship just for the sake of getting into relationships, with people. And then when it starts to get a little serious, when all the smoke and mirrors disappear, they're out or they become a little jaded because it's not what they saw initially, or they're comparing it to the last relationship or something of that sort. Myself, I have a certain process that I go through, and I'm going through now, in terms of, what I like and what's I want, and sometimes they're not congruent, and I realize that. And I'm able at this point in time to recognize someone who's good for me, as opposed to someone who is good for the moment, and there's a difference. So, and there's people who, will sleep around with a whole bunch of people. What they like sexually isn't necessarily what they want to marry. That's been around for a long time. People love a bad boy, but they don't want to marry it. So there's that issue. But I don't know. Some people are cross. Some people, when they fall for someone, it's difficult. It's painful for some people. So sometimes they try to avoid it in certain ways. And then on the other hand, some people in painful situations, they try to hold on to it even though it's not what they want. So, well, people who push things away, I know that people have abused, who are abused, they tend to test people a lot, and push them away, hoping that they will come back, and if they come back, it's a better sign, Sometimes it just keeps becoming a pattern like that. They're constantly testing, constantly unsure of where a relationship is, or not wanting to go full out because they're afraid that they will get, hurt. So, let me just stand here for a bit. It's tough when people are constantly looking for something, and when they find it, they don't know how to deal with it. They got, their personal things that they got to deal with beforehand, and be able to view the present relationship as what it is, and not kind of, project something in it or transfer something into it that isn't even there. That's only in their own heads. I believe relationships, friendships, they need to grow. They need to be nurtured. Some people view things in a certain way. Other people view things in another way. And if those views clash, then, there's problems. So it has to be an understanding of what, someone might display affection or view a friendship in one way, which is completely different than the way the other person views it. So communication helps with that. Yeah, I'm just rambling on here. I'm gonna head off to the gym for real now. If you have any comments on your experiences or what you think is at the bottom of people, testing relationships, pushing people away, what it really means, yada, 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 just let me know. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.